My name is Frank McCauley, and I happen to be the longest surviving committee member, which is why I've drawn the short straw to say a few words this afternoon. Kersal Moor, the location we find ourselves in today, has a long social, political, and sporting history. And in the sporting field, for 160 years, it was actually the site of the original Manchester racecourse, the finishing straight of which went behind where the changing rooms are currently. And over the years, at various times, we have had archery, golf, athletics, cricket, lawn tennis, rugby union, including a full England international trial match, and rugby league played on the ground. Moor Lane is considered by many people, and justifiably so, as being the longest continuous sporting venue in the north of England. But when the football club arrived in 1978, the venue was semi-derelict, and the players and committee did the work themselves to bring it to a standard acceptable to the semi-professional football league that they were looking to enter. Founded in 1940 as Salford Central, the name was changed to Salford Amateurs in the 60s, and it was as the Amateurs that they became the dominant club in amateur football in Lancashire right through to the late 1970s. The name then changed to Salford FC, finally becoming Salford City in 1990. My first introduction to the football club was in the summer of 1984, when, having been invited to become club secretary, I attended the annual general meeting, which took place in Chairman Harold Brearley's living room. In total, there were 6 of us present, including the team manager and his assistant, meaning that the club committee at the time amounted to 4 people. We were still using the previous season's kit, and Harold had paid any affiliation fees out of his own pocket, so the balance sheet read income nil, expenditure nil. I think the balance sheet at next summer's AGM will make for slightly different reading. By the time discussions got underway with the class of 92 in late 2013, the committee had grown to 14 members, more than half of whom had been associated with Salford for 25 years or more. In those intervening years, thanks to the countless hours given voluntarily to the club, and in no short measure due to the generosity of various chairmen and benefactors, we were able to keep the ground up to grading standards for different leagues, and as well make some progress, albeit at a slow pace, on the playing side. And we were always proud to say that we never allowed the club to finish a season financially in the red, a bit like Harold back in 1984. But it wasn't all plain sailing. There were regular fallouts, massive arguments with insults slung right, left, and center, ground keys flung across the clubhouse floor, individuals, myself included, storming off, vowing never to return, until you got a phone call a couple of days later asking if you'd go down and let the man in to read the electric meter. It was our love of football and a desire to achieve as high a level as we could for Salford City that kept us together. But the scope of the vision and intended involvement of the class of 92, when explained, took us all by surprise. Even so, the decision to pass over control of the football club wasn't one taken lightly. We discussed it long and hard, but it was obvious they could take the club to levels we could never hope to achieve. And so we have had television documentaries, massively increased attendances, a match against Benfica's B team, back-to-back promotions, the second round proper of the FA Cup, and now a full-time club and academy. But for those who have been around a bit, there are also older memories. The season when probably our best performer was repeatedly reported to the league, despite covering every blade of grass over 90 minutes. The trouble was, he was an unaccompanied black and white collie dog who kept invading the pitch once the whistle went. And on one occasion, we played a team from the old East Germany at Moor Lane. And everything went well until the after-match speeches when our captain accused them of bombing his granny's chippy on Langworthy Road during the war. There was the occasion in 1992 when a hat-trick from Jed Kimmins helped us defeat a Manchester United 11, which included a certain Paul Scholes. And the season of 2008-2009, the season of the Great Escape, 17 points adrift at the foot of the table at the end of January. We won at Garforth on the last day to stay up, and the rest, as they say, is history. So, as the old committee meanders off into the sunset, I would like to think that for us and all those who looked after the interests of the club since 1940, that the reconstructed Moor Lane, thanks admittedly to the business and financial acumen of the class of 92 and Mr. Lim, can be seen as part of our legacy. Facilities which the entire city of Salford can be proud of, and one which will be of benefit to all in the locality of Kersal Moor.